Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Again, brothers. So, something that we left off last time is this: the Fatha, Dhamma, and Kasra. The Fatha is, brothers, the Fatha is, let me go with the book and then I explain a little more on this. So, nominative case. Nominative case is talking about the Dhamma. That's why I mentioned the Dhamma. So, now is everybody familiar with Dhamma? When you say Alhamdu, do, what is that? Dhamma. When you say Lillahi, what is that? Kasra. Iyaka na'budu. Dhamma. Iyaka. What do we? Fatha. So it's called nominative case. It's the Dhamma. And its accusative case is the Fatha. And the genitive case, correct me if my spelling is not correct, is the Kasra. Or you hear maftuh, it's also the Fatha. Maftuh means yes, it is Fatha. When you hear mansub, it's mansub, maftuh, it's all Fatha. Sometimes you might hear me saying this, but as of the terms that we're going to use here, let's use Fatha, okay, for the Fatha. Let's use Kasra for the Jar. Let's use Dhamma if it's the nominator for the Dhamma, inshallah. So, let me give you a hint, brother. Anything that you start with the sentence with Fatha, Kasra, or Dhamma, give a shot. You start a sentence. You want to say, this pen is red. Qalam ahmar. So, what do you think it will be? Qalamun ahmaru, or qalamin ahmar, or qalaman ahmar? Qalamun, qalamin, or qalaman? So, you start with qalamun. When you start something, you start always with the Dhamma. Okay, that's called Mubtada. Unless otherwise is said. So it's always Dhamma, unless something else is said. So, this is a tip for you. So when you start a sentence, don't start with Fatha or Kasra. Yes,
brother. So the nominative case, is it also called Rafa or doer?
Rafa, yes. The doer is something else. Let's say this. Let's give an example for the doer. So when a noun is in a doer position, then it is also nominative. For example, there's an example on the papers that we have. It says, قال نوح. Qala means what?
He said.
He said. Who said? Nuh said. So, which person did the action of saying? No. So, Nuh is Dhamma. And when we say Dhamma, Fatha, Kasra, brother, we mean the very last letter. We don't care about the Nu or Wow. No, we care about the Hun, the Nuhun, the very last letter. Okay, brother? So Nuhun, Nuhin or Nuhan. So if somebody says, Qala Nuhan, he wants to say Nuh said, but he put the vowels, he put the case ending saying Qala Nuhan. What would you say? If Nuh is the doer, if Nuh is the one who said it, it must be Dhamma whatsoever. When shaqqa al-qamaru, اقتربت الساعة وانشق القمر. This is an ayah, right? اقتربت الساعة وانشق القمر. So the time of the ending of the world came close. وانشق القمر, and the qamar, the moon, split. So, inshaqqa means split. What is it that split here? The noon, right? Do we know who split it?
No.
In a way we do, yes. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, of course, He did it. But this is not the case we're talking about. We're not talking about in a belief side, we're talking about the linguistic side. So the moon is split up. So what is split up is the noon, and the moon is the qamar, and so the qamar should be dhamma. Okay, it's in here. وَجَاءَتْ سَيَّارَةٌ. This is in Surah Yusuf, as far as I remember. وَجَاءَتْ سَيَّارَةٌ. And there came let's call it the car or caravan. Am I saying it right? Caravan. وَجَاءَتْ سَيَّارَةٌ. جَاءَت means it came. So what came? What came along? Sayyaratun. So sayyaratun should be dhamma, right? Can we see that it's dhamma? And these are examples from Quran. So it is what it is, and the examples are perfect, no doubt. So if you look at the meaning when you have the Quran in front of you, if you see the meaning, okay, you have an action that is going on, and that act, the doer of this act is going to be always dhamma, the nominative case. So now you know this. I want you to give example, and I'm just going to give you the meaning, and you put the vowels on it. So I care about the vowel of the case ending on this lafdatullah. Is it khalaqallahu, khalaqallaha, or khalaqallahi, and why? The meaning is created, and everybody knows Allah. So who says it's khalaqallaha? Who says khalaqallahu? Everybody?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me why, brother.
If we say, for example, khalaqallaha, it might be kufr.
That's for sure. So this is the meaning of it, is created, right? It's the past tense. So created. Who did the creation? The
Allah.
action of creation? Allah. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the doer. So whenever we see doer, it's always so now, if you see, if you read an Arabic book that you don't have the vowels, you can tell, right? So this must be it.
One question I have here is,
Yes.
how do we know the noun did it or was done on? For example, here,
Give me an example.
khalaqallahu, it means create, Allah was created. So that can be one meaning, Na'udzubillah, but
Right.
like here it says, the real meaning would be that Allah created.
Right.
But how do we differentiate that Allah is not the one who was created?
Right. Here, obviously, it's very obvious that
Yes.
Allah is the creator. That's a very good question, brother. We're going to use the names Zayd and Amr. This is from old school. Zayd and Amr is very popular. So, we're going to use the word Nasara. Okay, all right. helped. Everybody knows Zayd, everybody knows Amr. So whoever is the doer is going to be Dhamma. Whoever the action is being done on him is going to be Fatha. So now, this is how you can know, brother. You ask the question, Nasara, helped. Who helped? It's, yes, we're not sure who did, okay? Let's say we don't know this also, okay? So, it's either Zayd helped Amr or Amr helped Zayd. If you don't know any better, the first one is the one who helped. So what is the vowel on this one then? And what question did we ask? Helped. Who did the helping? So this question of who makes you help determine this, brother, okay? So قال الله, Allah said. Who said? Allah said. قال نوح, Nuh said. Who said? Nuh said. وانشق القمر, split up. Who split up? The qamar is split up. وجاءت سيارة, Sayyara came. Who came? The Sayyara came. So all this question of who will help you determine the case endings too. So Zayd helped. Who did Zayd help? Is the question that will makes it maf'ul, that makes it fatha always. So if this help a little bit on that question, okay? So you look at the meaning. If you don't know about the meaning, you know, we have to have a little idea of what is going on in there. So if you have it, like you know what Nasara is, and you see the Zayd and you see Amr, okay, helped. Who did the helping? Zayd. Okay, Zayd is the doer, so it must be fatha. It can never, when you see a verb, everybody knows what verb is, right? It's something that it happened or we did in the past or now or in the future. So it's fi'al. After fi'al, you will never see this. Okay, brother? Another tip for you. You will never see kasra. It is like...
Can I say that again?
Case ending, yes, brother. The i'rab, the case ending can never be nasara zaydin or nasara zaydi. Afterward, never kasra. All right? So it's either fatha or dam. So, my brother, this is one of the ways that you can determine. As of how much we should know as of now is, let's know this, the doer. Okay, now we know the doer, right? Alhamdulillah. So if you see a verb, if you see an action, and then if you can determine the doer, who's the doer, that doer is always this. Another way is, like I said in the first, that when you start a sentence, it is always Dhamma. So you can't start with Kasra or Fatha, it's not the way. If it's Fatha or Kasra, I will ask, why is it Fatha? So you have to have some kind of explanation to it, some kind of like particles or something that affected so. All right? So when you start something, you start with Dhamma.
Can I ask a question about...
Go ahead, brother. You ask a question and then we go from there, inshallah.
Asked about the ayah, like, وَإِذَا ابْتَلَى إِبْرَاهِيمَ رَبُّهُ.
Let's write it down. Do we have it in the book? Whose Arabic is good, brother? Writing. Any of you writing like mine or...
It's slow.
Huh? Okay. وَإِذِ ابْتَلَى إِبْرَاهِيمَ رَبُّهُ. Can you tell us which ayah is this?
In Baqarah.
وإذ ابتلى إبراهيم ربه. Okay. So, leave this and leave this. So the ibtala, the whole thing is the job of sarf. For example, if somebody asks me, what is the case ending this? If this fatha dhamma, that's nahu. Ibrahim is actually the sarf. Ma, mu, mi is nahu. Rabbuhu, rabbihi, rabbahu, the rab is sarf. What about the vowels? What about the case endings? It's nahu. So right now we're going to do the nahu part. What is the case ending on Ibrahim and rab? This is what we want to know, right? So wa'id, when that time, ibtala, that he tested, and then we have Ibrahim and we have Rab. Ibrahim is the Prophet Ibrahim and the Rab is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we don't know anything else, but we know that somebody did the testing. So what is logical here and shar'i? Who can do the testing, Ibrahim or the Rab? If you don't know any better, right, you would say, okay, this is Ibrahimu Rabbahu. But now that you know a little bit about the meaning, and you know that the doer is the Dhamma, right? The doer is is this one. So now we can determine. So tested. Who tested?
Rabbu.
So what is the vowel here?
Rabbahu.
When tested, Ibrahim's Lord tested. When Ibrahim's Lord tested who? Who did Allah test? Another question. Ibrahim. So Ibrahim is? Yes. Our job here was actually just to determine this. Good explanation that not the very first one is always the and I gave the example of indeed the ulama, the knowledgeable people are the ones who fears Allah most. Okay, so the doer is Dhamma. So you determine a little. If somebody comes and says, no brother, you recited wrong, it's Ibrahimu Rabbahu, you go a little bit, look at the meaning. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tested Ibrahim. So Allah is the doer of the act of testing. So he must be the Dhamma. You see how we determine that? So now even if you don't have these, you know. Alhamdulillah.
One more question I
Yes.
had was, when it says one shakkal qamaru,
Yes.
so here the qamar is the one on which some action is being done, it is being split.
Yes.
So shouldn't that be fatha there?
A good question, brother. There are some exceptions in what we do because we cannot cover and we cannot say every detail when we talk general. It is a very good question, actually, it is true. So this is called actually na'ib fa'il. So it took the place of the fa'il because the fa'il disappeared, like the doer disappeared. So we take the qamar and
Can we stop for?
go ahead. So we take it and we